Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, but
What?
Ooh,
Yo,
my son hates when I do that.
I hate it too.
I love it so much. It's my favorite game.
He is my father's son then. Wait, no, that's incorrect.
Eesh,
I am his father's son.
Eesh,
No, still not right.
eesh.
My son is now my father. No. One of those. Split the difference on it. I'm not a language professor, James. I don't teach Sanskrit.
No one ever would think that about you.
No, they wouldn't. But what they would think is that I fucking party, James.
Do you?
It's Memorial Day.
Oh,
Memorial Day weekend.
yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, look at you getting all fired up. Drinking some canned coffee from Colombia.
Some oat milk. It's got
Look at
1.5 cups of coffee.
Look at you. You're so fancy.
Oh, yes. Lacombe. Lacombe. Lacombe.
We're grilling out this weekend, Japes. We're doing it right. We're doing it tight. We're doing it all
And why
night.
do you say we?
Because you're going to do it, and then I'm going to,
Drink and
do
make
some
videos.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's we, I guess, right?
It is we. It is we,
We.
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 Yeah, we're gonna party.
Okay.
We're gonna party. We're gonna cook out, and we're gonna have some ribs. I'm looking forward to it. Some beers, some ice cold beers, and then I think our dickhead governor, Roy Cooper, has opened up. He's opened up, so I think we can go to a restaurant tonight or tomorrow.
I think tomorrow because I sent the children away.
Okay, so tomorrow we can go to a restaurant.
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll have to check.
That's weird. I know. I saw last night that we're going to open gyms, and that was supposed to be phase 2.
Gyms and bars.
Fuck off. That was supposed to happen. I saw some gym owners on the news last night who were...
Rightly so. Very pissed.
yeah, very pissed. Very pissed.
They're like, the liquor stores are open. What's up?
Yeah, it's strange. There's a rainbow on this screen up here. It caught my eye. A tiny little rainbow on our TV right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just the screensaver. So what's the problem?
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. It's usually Google. Either who's, Jabes, the bars and the gyms. It's kind of the only thing that I really want open. But
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I'm going to not be a chooser because I am a beggar, right? So I'm going to I'm going to be okay with the restaurants.
Okay.
I have to be.
Yeah.
The thing that set me off yesterday
Okay.
was the salons and how.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just felt like we lived in China.
Yeah.
Like the way,
Yeah.
and you know how much, and I joke about hating Chinese, right?
Sure.
I joke about hating
Hating China.
China and
Yeah.
Asians, and I joke about the blatant disregard
Yeah.
and the blinders
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
gloves
yeah.
and the mask and
Yeah.
the thing. I joke. But really, in reality, I don't want to ever live in a place like that.
I don't either.
Right?
I don't
That's
want to wear
like
masks
that-
or behind things.
Just
and-
that controlled, right? So I just like that makes me feel weird, right? So when I saw the salon that was like the plastic
Yep.
curtains that go all
Walled
the way
off,
around your chair and the masks for everyone and you can't bring anything in, keys, phone, purse, nothing like. And
Why that?
because they just don't want, it's going to turn into TSA, right? Where you're just like, why though?
Right.
And they're like, because you have to. And you're like, but what's the reason?
Sure. I don't know what that reason is.
But do you know what I mean? Like, so you're like, it'll just become so. Oh, what's up? Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say that is going to happen.
technical difficulties
So-
we're having this
so-
week.
What I'm saying is, just it'll start to become so. It's like being in an airplane. Like it'll start to become so just like that's the way it is that you start not questioning it, right? So
Right.
that's what kind of freaked me out. Is like, are we in the beginning stages of like what it was like with TSA, where you're like, okay, I guess someone found a bomb in a shoe, so we're taking our shoes off. Oh, someone found bomb in like, or someone was trying to make something with liquid, so now we can't bring that much liquid, and it all just turns into that shit has not happened in fucking years, and we're still doing it because we're like Asian robots just doing whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's what freaked me out, because I was just like, at what point is this not gonna happen anymore? It's just going to be like, there's always going to be a little something that's being implemented, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll slowly where you can be like pre-check and not take your shoes off. And that's like, oh, we're living in a dream world because we don't have to take our shoes off before we get on a plane.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Like, that shit fucking freaks me out.
If that happens, right?
Like,
I'd McGruce out, you know?
you'd what? Leave?
See ya.
See you.
See ya. I don't want anything to do with living like they do in China at all.
That's what it was.
'Cause look, I booked a flight yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
And I got an email immediately afterwards that said, hey, you have to wear a mask on this flight. And I was like,
So I got us a couple.
great. How long do you
Just
think
to,
I'm going to
like,
wear that
keep-
fucking thing on the plane?
I don't know.
Maybe 10 seconds until takeoff?
We
Like,
need to like make it to our destination, so I need you to like do what you got to do.
I'm
but
gonna be honest. I can't remember in my life when I've worn a mask.
I don't think I ever have.
Right?
I don't think I ever have.
I think the closest I've come to wearing some form of face gear is maybe at a football game when it's super cold, or skiing.
Yes.
You know? When
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm snowboarding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's cold. I'm going to protect my nose and my mouth from freezing off, not because I'm worried about people sneezing or coughing on me.
Right.
And all of it, look, the media's conditioned you to believe in this fear. So every single story, every single commercial, everything that's going on, once we do hop out of this shit, you're afraid. And that's the other fear of it, too, where I don't know that people are going to snap out of that fear.
But that's how they get people in China to do all that shit.
I know.
Fear. That's how anything like this has ever happened, is fear, and keeping that fear going.
Yeah.
And propagating it, and like making sure that everyone knows that it's still very ever present. There is still a possibility even when there's not.
Yeah.
It's the only way for them to do it. And it's just it's freaky.
Yeah.
It's scary. And I don't want to be like down about it, but that's what kind of like freaked me out yesterday when I saw that salon, because I was just like, how do you come back from this? Like, how do you go back to the normal way of life when you've already ingrained that? Even the people that I know that are opening their salons are freaked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaked out.
I get it.
You're not stoked that you're able to fucking do, they should be like, oh, my business is open, but that's not really how it is. Your business is open, and they're making sure that you're fucking scared
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
They're making sure that you are like, everyone that comes in, you're scared of them. Just fucked up.
We'll see tomorrow night when we go out to dinner, what it's like, what the rules are like, and all that shit. I'm curious. Are you?
Yeah.
And by the way, when you freaked out yesterday, I understood why. For real.
I think it's also because I try and just like be, I just like be cool. Like, it's cool. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And then just like, it triggers. Instead of like letting it out and being like, fuck this shit all the time. I'm like, it's cool. It's going to be fine. I trust that everything's going to be fine. And then I realize that it's not.
See, with me, with you, we'll start with you. With you, you are a very go with the flow person. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
I am not. If I'm paying anyone to do anything at all in this life, it better be fucking correct, because that's what I expect when people pay me, right?
Right.
So, hey, man, I want things to be right, efficient, and I don't want to feel like I'm trapped because you don't know what the fuck you're doing or whatever the protocol is. And that's what I feel could happen at these restaurants. And it happened to me at CVS yesterday,
What?
where there was a fucking plastic thing up.
Yeah,
that you had to pay underneath. Like it was like a gas station in the ghetto where you were worried about getting shot up, right?
Right.
Where it was bulletproof. And I went to pay, and I swiped my card. I handed her my items around the window and not underneath because it was a bottle like this, and it wouldn't fit. So I didn't want to roll it like across the counter because I was afraid it was just gonna roll off the counter and smash on the ground.
Sure.
So I handed it around the thing, and I got chastised for it of like, no, sir, it's got to go underneath this thing. And it was like the thing that they had set up was clearly bought from Home Depot and cut by hand, where it was just like, this isn't a real thing. Like if you're going to make a fucking drive-through window for all your shit, then do it like that. But right now, you cutting out a hole in something and me sticking it through, look, man, I've had more even holes at fucking glory holes than this. And I was just like, where do I put this? And I'm sorry. And like, I got yelled at. They're wearing some form of mask that like the person had been breathing through it so much that it was wet. So it was wet in the front when it was just like, is that helping anything? Like you've been hot breathing through this whole goddamn mask and now it's just a wet spot in the front? Like,
right.
No, dude. You're going to chastise me for handing it around the thing? So that's what I'm curious to see tomorrow night is when we go to dinner. What is it going to be like? Are we going to be sitting with people with masks on around us? Are we going to be socially distanced? Like, is half the restaurant going to be cut off? Is there going to be some form of, like, gloves that people are wearing to, protective gloves? Like, how does that work?
I think so.
Is that real?
Yeah, so I think the servers need to be wearing masks and gloves. And it's just going to be fucking weird. It's just going to be weird.
So we'll see tomorrow night, and then we'll report back next week. Some of your states are open right now, and feel free to write in the comments here on YouTube if you've gone out and what it's like.
Yeah.
Also, hammer that like button on YouTube. Right now, we're trying to beat the algorithm. We're trying to beat that shadow man, brother.
Hey, brother.
Might not after this next story, but we'll see. Joe Biden got into
Sure.
tiny bit of trouble.
Sure.
Tiny bit of trouble this morning. Was on the Breakfast Club, popular radio show out of New York. They're also a podcast, which they're just converting their morning show to a podcast.
Yeah, it's no fairsies. The Daily Show does it too.
So
it's
fucking
cheating.
stupid.
Oprah
it's
does
just,
it as well.
Yeah. It's like, great. That's just your radio station now converted to podcast version. I get, hey,
You're not sitting
congratulations,
down.
You're making money. I don't know.
And Willie Geist, as much as we love a geist.
Yeast infection, yeah.
A yeast infection,
Yeah.
which I don't know how that name came about. It's weird.
Yeah.
But he does the same thing, where it's just the show with like weird audio from like the Today Show kind of thing on a podcast. And you're just like, I mean, yes, technically
Well,
it's a podcast.
fuck it. Wait till Daddy throws out the romance novel for dudes and let that go scorched earth. To the people that have not heard that yet, gangbusters. So fuck it, because there's now a fiction category in podcasts, and it's just books and scripts and shit. So
Yeah.
Welcome to the new world here pretty soon. I would pay to be in somebody's car who does not know me, does not know what the fuck that is as soon as that hits the top of the charts. It's going to be Majeast. But Joe Biden should not have been on a podcast this morning.
Sure.
Or a morning show or anything else. At the end of this interview with Charlemagne the God, which first of all, I hate him, and I hate saying that name. Charlemagne the God.
I know. Why do we have to say
It's
Charlemagne?
T-H-A God. Here's how we get started.
Okay.
He was a YouTube guy. All he did was just talk shit about people, and that was it.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, throw you on this radio show in New York. You can talk shit every morning. I don't agree with his opinions. 90% of the time, I think he's a fucking idiot. Especially the shit that he said about Post Malone. When Post Malone was on the show twice.
That's right.
Twice he went on the show. And since then, does it seem like he looks for easy targets? And he thought, here's a white guy who's got one hit single, White Iverson on the radio. I'm going to fucking ruin him. Cut to Post Malone's now the biggest star in the world and has more hits than everyone combined.
And would never go back on that fucking show.
Probably not.
I wouldn't.
He doesn't need it. And with Joe Biden today, he is clearly leaning on the black vote, which is fine. All Democrats do it. And look, you play to your base, and I totally understand that. Going on the Breakfast Club, is a bold move. And I will say this on Charlemagne's part, a lot of softball questions. He did not go after him in any facet whatsoever because they want Joe Biden to win. And that's the way it is, right?
Right.
If Trump came on this show or Drinkin Bros, right? I wouldn't hammer him with hard questions.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two just to do it. But I'm not a gotcha show. We're not gotcha shows and trying to pin people into it. He is, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own format and style.
Sure.
And he's been very, very successful at it. So it is what it is. The entire interview was easy. Just trying to sign off and saying, hey, Joe, next time you're in New York, when this is all over, you got to come back on the show. I got many more questions for you. Joe Biden blurts out, well, I just want to let you know that if you're voting for Trump, you ain't black.
If you don't, we need to get this quote right.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's the quote.
Okay.
So if you're voting for Trump.
If you don't know about Trump, what?
Nope.
Okay.
Just if you're voting for Trump, you ain't black.
Okay.
Maybe a 6-second clip.
Right.
Tops.
Right.
And it was like, whoa. He immediately followed up with, hey, man.
If you have trouble deciding, yeah.
Between Trump and me, same thing.
Right.
You ain't black. The you ain't black is now trending number 1 in the world. Charlemagne immediately said, hey, man, I'm not voting for one person one way or the other because of race. I want somebody who's going to personally help my community, the black community. And
we have he's like, we have questions, like, no bigs.
Yeah.
We just want to talk.
All you had to do was end the interview.
Don't worry, I'll be back, right? He could have been like,
I'll see you next.
I'll answer all your questions. I'm here for you. I'm here to help the community.
He was giving him an easy out to say goodbye and go home. Biden decided to go yard with that. And then he afterwards followed up with, well, you can check my record with the NAACP and listed off, 80 black, causes that he was a champion of. And you were like, hey, man, this is fucked up.
Charlemagne, by the way, did not really respond to, hey, man, what do you, he was like.
He said, hey.
He could have been like, what are you saying? I'm not black?
Well, there's a reason why he didn't.
Exactly.
Because if he
just wanted to brush off that and get him out.
If he did, that would bury Joe Biden. Right. I don't know if this buries Joe Biden anyways, because now Trump can play this clip, that 6-second clip, forever on everything.
Right.
Now every black person on Twitter is saying, hey, motherfucker, what do you know about being black? Obviously, that was going to come. Right. Here's the thing with Biden. Do I think he was trying to be racist? Not at all, because that is also trending on Twitter, that Biden is a racist. I do not think Joe Biden is a racist at all. Here's what my honest opinion on this happened is, and I think this is going to be his problem going forward all the way up until the election. Because of the time we're living in, because of COVID-19.
Okay.
Because of COVID-19, because of what is going on, I think the problem is Joe Biden does not have enough time and or the places to go to get his message out. So he's trying to jam as much as he possibly can into these platforms. Because a platform like the Breakfast Club, they're huge. Biggest radio station in New York. And then their podcast is huge because it's just the radio station. So people who don't live in New York are getting that. And that's what I honestly think it is, where it's just like, hey, man, it's like at the end of a debate where they're asking you a question and they're like, yeah, but, and then it's like, nope, we got to move on to the next person. You go, blah, 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 just to try to get in your last remaining point.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me because he's not getting the proper time. He's not getting the rallies. He's not getting anything. To be fair, though, neither is Trump. But Trump is president. You're trying to unseat the current president. Therefore, you're the one who's fighting for airtime. You're trying to beat Trump when Trump is this big in the media. You're trying to catch up now. And I think more and more gaffes like this are going to happen because you're essentially fighting for airtime at this point. Mm-hmm. So looking at all this, and look, this is going to be a shitstorm for the next 2-3 days for him. The media cycles so fast that it doesn't, I'm sure it'll cycle out. Trump will use this clip, make no mistake about it. But I think for Joe, it is an uphill battle, and he's kind of stuck, you know? So I don't think he's a racist at all. I really don't.
No, and I think part of it, tell me what you think, is he kind of like Bill Maher, where he's confused? Like, Bill Maher got so deep in the black community.
Yeah.
He was dating only black girls. Like, he got so comfortable that he said the N-word on his show and thought,
Correct. Yeah.
hey, I'm cool. Don't worry. Like, we're cool.
We're cool, yeah.
Where I think that maybe Biden's getting a little bit confused as well. Like, just because this is your community and, do you know what I mean? And they love you doesn't mean that you are able to say certain things.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I
So,
think it's a classic case of that as well. And by confused, I mean confused.
yeah.
He's very confused.
Yeah. I mean,
He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who he's talking to. You don't say that. Come on.
no.
Not for any other reason of like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah. It was so strange that, you know, again, I understand he's fighting for time, trying to jam in as much shit as he possibly can. He's gotten too comfortable, too familiar, and let's face it, that's what won him. South Carolina and the black voters in South Carolina is what even got him the nomination. Because if he loses South Carolina that night, it's over. That is the end for Joe Biden, and Bernie steamrolls, and there's nothing else you can do at that point.
Right.
But he won, and it was all the black voters, and he was like, "Oh, I'm cool, right?" Obama's come out and nominated me, and you know everything else, and this is going to get worse and worse for him. And I would be surprised now if he doesn't try to get Kamala Harris in. I mean, after something like this, what do you do?
Well, we're going to see how she does, though. That may not be a good move.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not as universally liked in that community as he is.
No. And the other part about it is
crazy.
It was leaked last night that he is currently vetting Amy Klobuchar for VP, which would be the worst decision of all time. Mm-hmm. Not that I don't think she's smart and qualified and would do a decent job if that side got in, but it would be the whitest, most vanilla, rich ticket you could possibly have, and that is everything you've been saying you were going to do the opposite of since 2016. Mm-hmm. So it's strange, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that whole thing, but get ready.
Yeah.
Because the more and more he's out doing these things, you can't stop it either. Mm-hmm. Like, once the Zoom is on, or, you know, it looked like Zoom or whatever's going on, you have to physically get up, end the meeting, and press like 9 buttons to do it.
Right.
I've been in one of these meetings where somebody said some shit that I was just like, whoa. It wasn't racist or anything, but it was about an ex-wife on something, and I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. But I hadn't turned off the thing yet, you know?
Sure.
And I was like, all right.
Sure.
Here we are. But that's the technology that we're living with right now and we're confronted with. So Joe is 78 years old trying to deal with this. And he clearly does not have the team that Bernie has. So, yeah, you're going to hear about this for a very long time. And, yeah. So we'll see what effect this has on everything and how this shakes out over the weekend. But it was a ballsy move. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a ballsy move. Want to talk about the next story is Michael Jordan. The documentary was a huge, massive success.
Sure.
They have picked their next one that is going to be a 10-part series. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's Tom Brady. Yep. Up. Alex just threw up a little bit. Alex just threw up a little bit. Yeah. So I don't know when they filmed this and or where, but Tom Brady has already done a trailer with ESPN, and at the end of the trailer it said 10-part series coming in 2021. I understand it. Look, you had a shit ton of success with that, but yeah.
I know, but you had a shit ton of success. Well, that's the thing. Maybe they needed someone that they had a lot of
footage on,
which is like you can't start now. Right. It has to be somebody that.
So they have a ton of footage on Brady, and he does have an interesting story of how he was slighted.
Yeah.
You know, getting drafted in the 7th round. It's not like he was that great in college, so I'd be curious to what he says about that. But he had a decent senior year, I guess. But whatever. He was slighted, but he also had the best coach of all time. So did Jordan. So maybe they're looking at some comparisons like that. And yes, they do have a fuck ton of footage on Brady. So who knows? It could be all right. To me, Tom Brady isn't as mythical as Michael Jordan. I feel like I know about Brady.
Yeah, he's very out there.
Yeah.
Everything he does, we see.
He did a Facebook Watch series as well. And with that Facebook Watch series, we saw a lot, and the lot we saw wasn't that great. Where he was open mouth kissing his kids.
Sure.
And it was like, but they were like 15 years old, and you were just like, hey, man.
Right.
14, 15, and it was odd. I'm guessing on the 14 or 15. I look like a taller boy. I only know.
You never
a
know.
6-year-old boy.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
idea who that was, but it was definitely an open mouth kiss with his children, and I was just like, oh boy. They've showed that over and over and over again, that clip. But I feel like I know him. I feel like I feel like he'll be guarded in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's strange. Like I'm not as amped about that one as I would be. I was hoping it would be that Kobe one of his last season, but
what the hell?
I wonder how much footage it is. That's the only thing that I can't get out of my
You would have
mind.
enough footage coupled with interviews of people talking that you've got
No, you have plenty. But here's why I say if there's enough footage. I think it's too much. I think you have too much footage. So you're going to go through. Allegedly, they filmed everything from his entire season. This Jordan doc, to edit it, I guess they got his permission in 2016.
And it took this long.
Yes, because that's how much footage you have. And the one movie where we've had never-ending footage was ours.
Mm.
And fuck, man, that took us 2 years to edit that, and that was, I think it was 187 hours. With this, if you're documenting Kobe's last season, every game is 2.5 hours a piece in basketball. Times 82 plus whatever was going on behind the scenes. Like, bro, that is a lot of footage to go through. So maybe they're just not there yet.
Yeah.
Also, maybe it's a little too fresh, but I'm assuming that much footage will take a while, especially if they got Jordan's permission back in the day, like that, in 2016. So
yeah,
we'll see. But Tom Brady, I was just like, he's not cool enough for me.
No,
he's not fun enough for me.
He was cool for literally 1 second.
Which one was that? Which second was that?
It was something with like Ben and Matt.
Oh yeah.
And who's the guy that he's best friends with? Mark Wahlberg. There was like 1 second that it was just like he was like doing cameos in movies as himself, and it was kind of funny.
Right.
There was 1 second that it was like, oh shit, like Brady is like every guy loves him, and that quickly. It was a very short period of time. I'm going to say months.
Yeah.
Like a couple months where like, yeah, Mark Wahlberg was there all the time, like best friends, and was like Ben Affleck and they were,
the Facebook Watch
they
series
had some kind of
the
funny
coolness
thing
out
with
of it
him.
and,
Yeah.
and it took it behind. I think if there was no Facebook Watch series, I could have got behind it, and we'll see. But the Kobe one's the one I'm looking forward to next. Ooh, a Fred Smoot doc would be great. We had a guy on.
What a Detlef Shrimp.
Oh, Detlef Schrempf would be great. A little Schrempf doc.
You know, it was a really good one.
A little Schrempf on the
Who's
Barbie.
that guy that played for Duke that was like
Christian Laettner.
Laettner was a fucking great doc, by the way.
But he was exactly as gangster as I thought he was.
Loved it.
So we have a guy coming on Drinkin Bros in a couple weeks named Fred Smoot. He was a cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Redskins. It is one of the greatest interviews I've ever been a part of in my life. I think that's going to air either next week or the week after on Drinkin Bros Sports.
Oh, you and Dan both were like, that is the funniest.
It's the funniest shit of all time.
Best show we've ever done.
If you don't know who this is, there was a story maybe 12 years ago, 10 years ago, somewhere in that timeline of him renting a boat. It was called the Love Boat Scandal, where he rented a boat, chartered this boat, this yacht, on a Friday, and hired strippers from all over the country to come in and be on this boat, and it turned into a fucking flat-out orgy at sea. And it got out of what was going on. The police report was the most legendary thing of all time. One of the witnesses said there was 2 women that Fred was manipulating a double-headed dildo on at the same time, and then one of the women decided to use it and manipulate just herself with it or whatever. And it is the craziest, funniest story of all time, and it made the news forever, and it's legendary. Like, it is literally what they tell people coming into the NFL of what not to do. This story that got out. He got fined, I think, $84,000, and the prostitutes, the stripper, the whole thing. Like, he tells the story on our show. Like, that I would love to see a 30 for 30 on. He's the most entertaining fucking dude maybe I've ever gotten to talk to. And that 30 for 30 would be electric.
Right.
He was not afraid to answer every single question in detail about that experience. And he's got the best one-liners I think I've ever heard. So one of his quotes was, 2/3 of the earth is covered in water. The other third is covered in smoot.
Covered in smoot.
We got to get
We will.
one of the best quotes he's ever had is 2/3 of the earth is covered in water. The other third is covered in smoot.
Love to hear it.
Greatest quote of all time. Mad that I didn't come up with it.
Right.
Angry that I didn't come up
Weird
with it.
that you didn't.
Strange.
Definitely seems like something you would.
Has a million one-liners. We went through city by city where the best strip clubs were. Like, the guy will talk about anything, and he is unbelievably entertaining.
Love
and I was
it.
like, man, he was on ESPN for a while and like Fox and all that shit. And I was like, why aren't you still doing that? He's like, well, my kid, is growing up, and I wanted a chance to see him grow up. And he goes, with that gig, you kind of have to travel around a lot, And I was like, oh, stand-up dude, just really cool. And my God, was it entertaining. So it's a 30 for 30 that should happen for sure.
Love it.
For sure. By the
Love
way,
it,
before we
love
get
it.
into the sponsors, it's finally trending on Drudge here. Biden toast on Breakfast Club. You ain't black if you back Trump. Campaign
If
is
you
now
back
saying it is
Trump.
a joke.
I mean, you were hacked. Was your brain hacked? I mean, what are you talking about? It's a joke? Is this the new one? Is this the new way? Well,
boy.
Trump used it. I have to say, when he was talking about the injections of Lysol, or like whatever.
Yeah.
After people were going after him for that, he was like, "Oh, it was a joke. It was a joke."
Yeah.
So this is the new I've been hacked.
It is the new.
I was just
I've been
joking.
hacked.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy. Look, you're going to hear about this all weekend, so
Yeah.
have fun with it. It just happened like an hour ago, so enjoy that.
Do you think it'll die over the weekend?
It's Memorial Weekend.
It's got to.
But I'm sure
They're hoping.
Trump's campaign will have commercials out this weekend. He's got a sweet digital team, and I'm sure he's got. Trump's also got a meme guy.
I mean, he's got an
All he
everything
has to
guy.
do is
Yeah.
But to make memes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Expect this out real soon on him and DJ TJ. That's what Anderson Cooper's calling Donald Trump Jr. DJ TJ.
DJ
I'm
TJ.
actually a big fan.
Oh, wow.
Donald John Trump Jr. DJ TJ.
Oof.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not
I
bad.
love stuff like that.
I accidentally gave him a sweet moniker.
Love
Just
it.
like, all right. Right on,
Love it.
We got some sponsors, Jabes. Put this whole fucking show on the air. Barely.
Whole poop wagon.
Barely put it on the air. ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Kids, it's where we're at. It's where we need to be. We need to be in a mattress.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going with a 25% off through the quarantine, but they've also got a Massive Memorial Day sale. 30% off. On
Oh,
the bundle,
shit.
On the bundle packages. So whatever you bundle it with,
yeah.
30% off.
Got it.
Amazing.
Totally amazing. Insan, if you will.
Insan, amazing. I can't believe. That sale is going to run through June 5th. That's what Rich is saying.
That's, I don't want to say it, but yeah, that's amazing and it's insan.
Amazing. Insan. But go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and get on it. As always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest. That's ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros.
Do it.
Do it
Just
now.
do it.
Yep.
Be comfy, cozy, in your bed, in your nice new sheets, cooling pillows for, gosh, I mean, as little as like $30 a month
Yeah.
for a lot of stuff. So you're good to go.
Good to go. Next up, we got expressvpn.com/revolution, Jabes.
ExpressVPN.
.com/revolution. Protect your shit. Protect it. Get on it. People are trying to hack you. People are trying to do you dirty out there. China's trying to do you dirty out there.
Yes, and everyone
Don't let
knows
'em.
that, right? Everyone knows that ExpressVPN does that. Like, we've been talking about them forever. They definitely protect your stuff, right?
Yes.
Security and privacy on the internet. Everyone needs a virtual private network, right?
Yes.
But there's this new little thing that
Yeah.
ExpressVPN allows you to do,
Which
which is watch Real Housewives of other countries.
You're kidding.
Yes, or Netflix in other countries.
Well, I know the Netflix. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know there was Real Housewives in other countries.
Oh, Real Housewives of Australia? There has to be. And I'm coming for you with my ExpressVPN. All I'm going to do is open up the app, change my location, refresh whichever, maybe Bravo, Australia,
Yeah.
things like this.
Yeah.
And then I can watch other things in other countries. It's going to be like I'm there.
Sure.
The internet's going to think I'm in Australia,
But you're not.
but I'm not.
You're not in Australia.
It's super easy, and it's like, as well as protecting you, probably the coolest new thing that they're doing.
Let's see. Go to expressvpn.com/revolution today. $7 a month. If you sign up for a year, you get 3 for free. Do it. Learn it, live it, love it. Next up, we get strikeforceenergy.com, Jabes.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Shabloinkers. 4 amazing flavors. No carbs, no sugar. Keep you up real late. Keep you gangbanging until the middle of the night.
Oh, God.
Last long
For
than Fun
Memorial
Energy
Day.
does. Yeah, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day gangbang.
Gotta get that boner up, brother. If you haven't ordered Roman, put a little strike force. Rub a little strike force in that ding dong of yours. Rub a little in, and we can figure it all out.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Isn't that nice? It's nice. Shit, man. I've been putting this in White Claws and you name it, Trulies, all that shit.
You have to.
Yeah.
We've got to keep a little pep in our step.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
days. It's hard.
You have to. You have to these days, Jabes. It's Memorial Day.
It's hard to not just crawl into that ghost bed.
Yeah.
You really have to keep a little pep in your step with some strike force until it's the right time to go to bed.
Hard dick, soft rain. That's the new flavor.
Oh, cool.
Strike Force. StrikeForceEnergy.com. 10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter bottle. They deliver everywhere in the world. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Ooh. Last but not least, James, this is what they came for. I don't have cans on today.
Ooh, straight razors?
StraightRazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. Oh, you like it?
Damn right. Goddamn
You
right.
know you do. You know you do. Gosh. It pains me to even say it that way because I hate them so much right now.
Yeah.
China, not straight razors.
No.
Straight razors is
best.
the best in the biz. I mean, is it too early to say that Father's Day is coming up next month?
Is it really?
Yeah. Like,
God damn it.
we say it every year, right? It's the best gift
Yeah, get your
the
father a shaving
coolest,
kit.
nicest looking
Yes.
for the best price that you can get.
Looks like you spent
your
some time on it.
father, and they can kind of try a straight razor. It'll be a fun new thing
Yeah,
to do.
very flirty. Very flirty,
Just
too.
saying.
Yeah, go to straightrazors.com today. Get your father a Father's Day gift. Quit being a bitch. Quit being a little bitch. Yeah, use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off.
Do it,
At
do it,
straightrazors.com,
do it.
James.
Yeah, man.
Man, the state fairs are getting closed, James, and people are up in arms.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. So they closed the Minnesota State Fair, and they closed the Ohio State Fair.
What do you mean by close? Like they're just not coming
gonna
this
do those
summer? Okay,
this
yeah.
It's too many people. We're going to close these fairs, and that's what we're doing, and whatever. I had been to the Ohio Fair, I think, once. Just once, right? It's your normal state fair. So is every other state.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, these massive events just keep going down left and right. It sucks, man.
I mean, what are you trying to do to me, man? I mean,
Yeah.
I love a fair.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Love a funnel cake. You love a fair.
I just love a place where they're gonna, with blatant disregard to what they're frying up. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like. Is just fun, experimental fried stuff.
Yeah.
Which is basically all a fair is, right? Because you're not actually getting on the zipper, you know?
Right.
You're not actually getting on the tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, not at all.
You're doing the Papa Shot thing,
Yeah.
and you're eating experimental fried stuff.
Yes.
So
I get on
it's
the I get on
sad
those
to me.
dangerous rides.
The one dangerous in that they're gonna fall off and something's gonna break, or dangerous?
What did I do last time? I did the burlap sack down the fucking giant slide.
Dude, if you think that's dangerous, let's
Do you know what happened to me,
no.
James? There was a hole in the bottom of the bag, and I could not stop myself at the end. Just kept right on going. Had to slam down a Nike, and that whole fucking bottom of the shoe exploded. Remember, I had those Air Max 97s
Was this
on?
with me?
It was with my child.
Oh no, I don't remember it being like
Oh, I don't
scary.
think you were there.
No,
I don't think you were there actually.
No.
You weren't there, and I was like,
I would have been like, God damn it.
I put my leg through the bag, and I was like, oh, this is gonna stop, and I was like, oh, there's a hole at the bottom of it.
You don't put your leg through the
I
bag.
didn't. There was a hole at the bottom of it. That's what happened.
You're supposed to just sit on top.
Whatever, Japes.
Okay.
This one had a fucking sack on it. You got in a little sack.
Okay.
And held it up, and then you went
Gosh, I
down the
don't-
thing.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
Sure. Well, it is your problem now.
I'm not a burlap sack salesman.
Yeah.
Never pretended.
It
to be,
is your
Japes.
problem now because this is your one story of danger at the fair.
At the fair, yeah. Things got a little loose.
Ooh, wow.
There was a roller
Guys.
coaster one time that didn't lock in
Okay.
when I was like, hey, man, this isn't lock in. The guy's like, oh, you're fine.
Oh, I love that. Where it's like click, click, and you're
Click,
like,
click.
dude.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just like, and you have to like hold it. I feel like that's happened to me before, for sure. And I have had to like
Yeah.
hold it down
Yep.
and like go
Yeah.
up with it. Yeah.
It happened to me at a big park, too, at Six Flags. I was on the Batman ride at Six Flags, and I wasn't properly. So I really was. I had to hold on
Wow.
for dear life on that one.
That doesn't usually happen at the big parks,
I
only
know.
because they don't want that lawsuit.
No.
But
No, but it does happen occasionally.
interesting.
Every year, you see someone, like 2 or 3 people
It's
fly off something.
scarier for me when it goes too tight. Do you know what I mean? Click, click.
Oh.
That net's click in, and
Yeah.
it's like too tight on your legs. That's when I
Sure, that's
freak
when you
out.
freak out.
I would rather have it be a loose, fun thing.
I'd like to be really locked in. You know, like
To where it's like squeezing your legs. No, that scares me. I'm like, it's too
Gotta-
tight. It's too tight.
yeah, I'd rather be too tight than too loose. Because
I had a scary thing happen at Toontown.
Really?
No, because that's just like it's just big puffy things, right? Nothing. What could happen there? Remember Toontown? Oh,
Yeah, but I didn't know if you got touched
Oh no,
by like one of the animals or something. One of
no,
the
nobody
mascots.
ever touched me when I was little.
Huh?
Anyways, Toontown was fun. It was just a big puffy houses with the
Sure.
oversized chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
If you have something dangerous happen to you there, you're a real tenderfoot and something's wrong with you, right?
Sure.
So that was the joke there.
Yeah, the only I had something dangerous happen to me at Epcot Center, but I got too drunk. And that
And
was it. And I
Epcot,
was like,
I've
"Whoa, I can't
never-
get out of here."
Epcot, I've never been to. I've
It's-
heard it's very boring for what you're doing. Like, if you're going to go all that way, park, take the tram, whatever, like, I'm going to fucking Disneyland. Like, I'm not going to what? Like, look at plants. I don't know.
It's
different restaurants to have beers from different places in the world.
Like, yeah, dude, I can go somewhere else for that. I wasn't too juiced off on that. You know, just to wear a sombrero and go drink a Tecate in Mexico.
And like a German beer next door. Like,
exactly.
oh yeah, I could go to Vegas.
I wasn't too hogged off on that. You know, that's
like
I
that's
needed to
Vegas.
Go back again. Yes,
Vegas. You can go to New York. You can go to Paris. You can go to you know what I mean?
Speaking of Vegas, how depressing was that fucking commercial last night?
Oh yeah. So every place is trying to make it seem. Well, first of all, the car companies. There's lots of memes going out that's like, this time is hard, but we're really glad that the car companies are here for us. Because those commercials are just like, don't worry. If you need to buy a Cadillac, we're still here. We know you are.
Yeah.
We know you're still here. We know you're going to say that we don't have to pay for like a year. And then after a year, you're going to make our fucking bills insane, the APR insane. Like, yeah. We know you're here for us, Buick. But Vegas, the newest one they're trying is, hey, come to Vegas. Have you ever wanted to go to Vegas with just you? Have you ever felt like you wanted Vegas to be just for you? Well, now you can. We're trying to make it less people, more space.
Right.
What? No one goes to Vegas for that, right? No one. No one goes to Vegas so that you can just be like, traipsing around the streets by yourself. The whole point of going to Vegas is so that you get lost in the crowd with your debauchery, so no one's really looking at you. What if you were the only ones there, getting as drunk as everybody gets? Everyone at the staff is just looking at you like trash, right? You're like, woo, yeah.
It's awful.
And is that what it is? Do you rent out Vegas? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it your weekend
I
to go to Vegas? Because we're not letting anyone else in.
Here's what I wonder. Because when I booked that flight yesterday, when they let you choose your own seats, I was like, oh, well, there is every seat available on the plane, and I'm just choosing anyone. That was the first time I'd ever looked at a screen where I was like, oh, we could be on our own flight. Like, it was strange.
Could be,
so with Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
Will it be the same way where you're like, oh, yeah, you're going to come and rage, and then you get there and it's just you. It's just you staying in the Bellagio by yourself or, you know, Circus
I don't want it. There's certain Palm Springs. That would be amazing. Please give me Palm Springs all by myself, but go ahead.
Imagine going to Circus, right? Yeah,
No.
the whole place to yourself.
Westward Ho?
Yeah, that's close, but I love that place. World's longest hot dogs were served there.
Yes.
Go to Circus. Take a bunch of acid. You're in the hotel by yourself. You could relive
Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I mean, the more that you're talking, the more it sounds like a nightmare, obviously, and especially Circus. Maybe the Hooters.
Well, let me ask
the
you
Hooters
this.
Casino.
At the Circus, you would still have to pay the clowns, even if you were the only person there. So, you know, that's there's a lot going on. Yeah, like the clowns would still be working, and they're walking around. That would be super trippy, though, if full clowns are walking around through Vegas casinos, and you have to deal with that in a lone casino. Count me in.
It's just another case of, like, people trying to make this seem like it's a good thing. Businesses trying to make it seem like it's a good thing and that they're here for us and they're going to make it better than it was before.
Oh.
And it's not the case, and it's not true.
No.
And it's stupid. Like, I would love for Vegas to be like, fuck this shit. We'll see you when this dumbass bullshit is over, and don't worry.
Or if they just change the slogan, right? Like, because it's Vegas.
What happens in Vegas, right?
Right. What stays here, whatever the slogan is.
Sure.
What if they just changed it and they did a hard 180 and just said, you know what? It's Vegas. Come get nasty again. Come get your asshole licked again.
Yeah. The last place, the last frontier.
Yeah.
Where you could still fucking what?
Party.
Yeah.
Hey, Vegas.
Lick assholes.
Come do heroin for the first time. Like that would be like, all right.
Yeah, they should make it like just someone hanging out in North Carolina and they're trying to lick an asshole and it's like a big circle, you know, and then it's like somewhere else and someone's trying to like lick an ear or a titty or something, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh no, and then it's like Vegas, and everyone's just like, then
Here are all the states you can't do any of these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, yes, Vegas, I'm gonna be up in you
Yeah.
in a couple of months. But the way that they're doing it is like, right? They're on that same bullshit.
Yeah, we
They're
don't
on
need
the
it.
same bullshit. Have you ever wanted Vegas all to yourself?
No.
No, dude.
That's why I'm in Las
I
Vegas.
need the people to cover most of the ground so that I don't see how fucking disgusting
Yeah.
everything is, right?
Yeah.
I need it filled with people, because if it's empty, I will see just how disgusting this place is, and I don't want that.
I need to.
Okay.
What do you mean out?
Just the same thing. Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
homeboy in. You text him to come in and look at this. We've never had these issues.
And so, I'm just tired of it.
I know.
I need to be, Texas is the only place, I'm sorry to say, that is like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, they're not saying it, they're just doing it, right? There's no commercials, there's no fucking bullshit. It's literally just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I have to respect it.
You got to at this
And
point.
I've got to come visit you.
And we will be there in a week.
Because I'm tired of it. I need to see, and you even said this to me, you were like, you need to see that there is people that aren't like how everyone is out here. Like, you need to see that there is people that are like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just so that I know.
I got to have it, James.
I just have to know. I have to see it. I don't see it anywhere around here. I don't see anyone that's just like, fuck it, besides you. That's like, dude, this is dumb. Like,
I'm the only one who's saying fuck it these days.
I know. And then even that, it makes people uncomfortable. And I'm like, yeah, don't say it.
At least we'll have a good comparison. So this weekend,
Yeah.
we'll be able to go to a restaurant in North Carolina, see what that's like.
See what that's like.
Go to Texas, see what their bars and restaurants and everything else is like.
Exactly.
I believe their gyms are open. So we'll see.
I think they're phase 3. I mean, I'm not sure, but they started a lot
I don't know
earlier.
if they have a phase. The phase could be just Texas.
Yeah. No, I actually don't know. I was more closely following my phases here, but it may have just been, we're opening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know that I see people at bars, so they're obviously past that point that we're not. I see people at barbershops, like they're obviously past that point. And by the way, the salons and barbershops there do not look like they're doing the same thing as we are here.
Right.
It looked like somebody was just literally getting their hair cut. A mask, maybe. But even then, like, people here, like when you're getting your nails done or stuff, people wear masks sometimes anyways for that. So
Yeah.
that didn't look too weird to me. So I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll
I've
see what
gotta see
happens
it.
here.
I've got to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be strange all the way around. We'll be the first of our friends, I think, to fly too. So
Yeah, so that's going to be a whole thing too.
that whole experience.
Well, it's going to be a whole
figure
thing
out.
of like, can we even hang out with anyone when we get back? Like, that's a whole nother thing I'm going to have to deal with too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's, or it may not be fair. If I choose to travel, like, I do need to respect other people that don't want to do that. So there's that whole thing too, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, trying to be respectful at the same time saying fuck you. It's a really hard thing
It is.
to deal with, right?
Yeah. It's
To
tough.
be respectful while saying
Right on the
fuck
edge.
you.
You're right on the edge
I
of it.
respectfully say fuck you.
Jack Burton says Oklahoma is in phase 3 right now. So
Yeah, it kind of seems like there's a lot of other places that are farther along than we are.
Chris Beerworth
Yeah, that's
says,
true. Did they
Outer
even
Banks
shut
has
down
been
Oklahoma? I
open.
don't know.
Chris Beerworth says Outer Banks has been open. Used to be restrict, but
Yeah,
now
but
they've-
he said there's still not like restaurants and bars and stuff like that. They're just open for tourists and stuff to come in, whereas
Mm-hmm.
before it was just people that lived there because it's kind of like an island. But I don't know.
Leslie Tonkin just said our timeshare was canceled because they weren't letting anyone in but residents. Yes, so that is true.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours tried to get a place down here for the weekend for Memorial Day at the beach, and they told him, they were like, it was a questionnaire. Like, he was like, dude, it was like fucking 100 pages on it, you know? And I wasn't from the right state. So, you know, I wasn't allowed to come and rent it.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're coming from one of the infected states, but who deems...
There's hot spots, right? So there's like...
There's
but who's
places
making
that decision? Is it the governor himself, or is it CDC of our state? Like,
I think CDC has hotspot areas, deemed hotspots. I think it's places like LA and New York and Seattle, maybe, and New Orleans. I don't know. There's ones that, like, remember the numbers were so insanely high.
Mm-hmm.
So from these certain places that I think you would even know what they are. But
yeah, we'll find out. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the boards here today.
word them up.
Word up.
Oh,
The
word
Hawk.
up.
Tyler Morris, Anthony Lawson, Big Dick Danoff is in here. Michael Hando, AJ Gamble, Topher Broman. We appreciate everybody hanging with us through the technical difficulties this week on YouTube. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast. All of our shows are on there. Ross Patterson Revolution.
The girls on
Drinkin
here.
Broettes
Yes.
is on here. And all of the Drinkin Bros shows are on here.
Yeah.
1911 Deathstroke was asking
Is
for
your
a
favorite.
Crispy Boy Corner.
Oh,
Maybe.
a crispy boy corner.
Maybe we might add that.
Cholak, which you love.
Cholak. Greatest name in the biz, dude.
Greatest name in the biz. Brooke, what up, girl?
What up, girl?
Brooke has been on a dry week. And
Really?
she...
Did she make it through the dry week?
Yeah. Apparently, they were going to start... Brooke, what'd you guys say, at 3? I want to know how many you've had right now at 1 o'clock, 1:20.
Wait, is she not doing it today?
So it ends Friday, and they pushed
oh.
the time up that they were going to start from 5 to 3 to after 10. You know what I mean?
Let's see what happens, maybe.
So, a better woman than I, because I cannot and I will not do it. A dry week. Not that I was asked, but I
It's
won't.
tough. I'm not even going to make it till 1:30 today, probably.
No. It's going to be literally, and I've got wine right here in a bag. It's going to be right after the show.
Not even close. Not even close. Keep rating the show on iTunes, by the way. It really, really helps. Go ahead and give it a 5-star and a quick review. And, Spotify calls and we kick in. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Jeez.
We'll always be here for you, free.
Yeah. We're always free.
We'll always be free.
Don't worry about that.
That's all we can really say.
But we said all along that we would be here with you every day to get you through the quarantine. It's pretty much ending next week. So we're going to cut back to 4 days a week. Fridays will be off.
Yes.
So I want to say happy Friday, Jabes. And,
Thanks, it's my last
so
Friday.
I think the new format going forward will be Monday through Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And that will allow Jessie maybe 5 minutes in her life to do something.
Well, as you guys know, and anyone knows that has kids in the board, which there are a lot, the homeschooling thing is kind of huge. And if you let that fall through the cracks, then your
kids turn into animals, raw animals.
Yeah. So I at least need a day. I love hanging out with you guys, but no offense, I love my kids more. So, and news-wise, stuff just doesn't really happen on Friday. So, I think we'd rather give you.
Does it? Joe Biden today.
I know. And Ross could pop up and do a Drinkin Bros live on Friday, but
I think we're gonna. So we were always doing 3 a week. Since the inception of the show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think we'll go Monday through Thursday going forward.
And that's a day and day drop, which is pretty good. So that's as live as you can get as far as audio as well. So
and correct. So
if enough people rage, maybe we'll do it. But for now, I think everyone would be fine with that. It seems like
we would eventually like to go back to 5 because we enjoy doing this a lot.
Yeah.
And I think when the kids get a little older and they're both in school, then we probably will go back to 5 at some point.
For sure.
Monday through Thursday is what we'll be doing, and we can't thank you guys enough for joining us every single day like this, through storms, weather, rain, all
Storms, weather, rain.
whatever's happened has happened on this show, and we're extremely grateful. And we'll be here with you Monday through Thursday. There will be no show on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Because
relax. We'll see you guys Tuesday.
everybody will be with their families and cooking out probably, and hopefully at a bar or a restaurant that is open in your state. Enjoy it. Be a free American. And this was like 2 months of this, right?
Yeah, dude.
It was like we did this for 2 months. I think 5 days.
We did good.
Yeah. Crazy, right? Doesn't seem like. I think it was maybe longer. No, it was 2 months almost exactly. Jeez.
I know.
That's gnarly.
But we're still going to be here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Monday through Thursday. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.